Okay, here we go. We're going to do the second part. We're going to do inverse of sine of x. And basically when we graphed this on the TI Nspire, what we proved was this is the range. Here's the main thing. So when we do arc sine or we do inverse sine, our answers have to be in this range of negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. Now what gets everyone confused, now if you look, if we're going from negative pi over 2 to pi over 2 for sine, we're looking at the first quadrant and the fourth quadrant. Now remember, this in the fourth quadrant, we're not going to say this is 11 pi over 6. We're going to say it's negative pi over 6. Same thing. This is negative pi over 4, not 7 pi over 4. This is negative pi over 3, not 5 pi over 3, and so on. This is negative pi over 2, not 3 pi over 2. Okay, because this is what the answer gives us on the calculator. All right, and you can see the y values, in everything in blue, the y values are positive. Once I go down here, the y values are negative. Well, there should be a negative there. There's a negative missing, so we'll put it in there. Okay, and there's a negative right there, negative root 3 over 2. All right, so if we do the first one, okay, we have 1/2. Again, if this is positive, right away the answer's in the first quadrant. Well, the y value is 1/2 right here, so the answer is this, it's pi over 6. And that's it. Now, if it's negative 1/2, here's the easy thing. Here's what we can rely to. If 1/2 gave us pi over 6, this is going to give us negative pi over 6. And look, y value is negative 1/2 right here. I look across, and there it is, negative pi over 6. We'll put negative pi over 6. And you're going to see the same thing's going to happen for 3 and 4, where y is root 3 over 2. Y is root 3 over 2 here. So it's pi over 3. That's the answer, and the only answer. Well, if it's going to be negative root 3 over 2, it's going to be negative pi over 3. Again, this is the y value. Where's y negative root 3 over 2? Well, it's right here, and there it is. That's negative pi over 3. So you can see how the positive trig value and negative trig value, they kind of go hand in hand with the angle being positive and also the angle being negative. Okay, let's look at a couple of the others on the next page. All right, so if we look at 5 and 6, 5 and 6 I'm going to do the same thing. And I know it's the root 2 over 2. That's the easier. Those are the 45 degrees of the pi over 4. Now, this is positive. It's got to be in the first quadrant, so the answer right away is pi over 4. Very simple. Now, since it's inverse sine, it's just going to be in the fourth quadrant, which is going to be negative pi over 4. Again, you can see how this was a negative, so the answer was a negative. This was a positive, so the answer was a positive. Now, arc sine of negative 1, that's usually at 3 pi over 2, but don't put 3 pi over 2 in your answer because that's not in the range. So 3 pi over 2, that's the same as negative pi over 2. Now, number 8 is a little tricky. You might be thinking, well, sine of what angle gives me 2? Well, nothing works for that because, remember, when you graph sine, the max is 1, the minimum is negative 1. So this is just, we'll say, null set or no solution. You wouldn't get any answer for that. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Inverse sine. The easy thing to remember, and it's going to be the same on the next video for tangent, if this is negative, then the answer is going to be negative. If this is positive, then the answer is going to be positive. Okay, it's either in the first or fourth quadrant.